What is it? Time is running out. Steel yourselves. The battle is not to be taken lightly. Then let us go. We've had sightings of the Tuatha Vanguard. When they enter the courtyard, we will open the gates and counterattack. You and Talera will use the distraction to execute your plan. One way or another, this will be over soon.
Hore Sunera Alfor! Our hunt for Malwyn can now begin in earnest. I will take one path and you another. Maybe so, but we have few options available to us. A Wyglin will try and keep Malwyn and the Baelor back. We must find him at the outer wall. We'll take separate paths, so there's no chance he will evade us. Now let's go.
Tuatha came fast.
Stay back and guard this area. It looks like the city defenses have been activated. Careful,
again. Someone's got to make sure these ladders stay down. And you need to move before O'Wyglin's troops start falling back.
Finally, some reinforcements. It doesn't matter. You're better. We tried to fight off the Tuatha, but they took most of our company prisoner. They're threatening to execute the rest unless we lay down our arms. You could get in amongst them, silently if possible, and save what's left of the survivors.
This is our chance, before they can regain control of the creature. Ah! Theoden, guide my hand. Volrathir! This ends here!
You're still alive.
You've got to destroy Baelor before it tears this place apart. I know, child. Everything seemed still in that moment when she struck the Baelor. At least she died how she wanted to. But her sacrifice won't mean anything unless you do something to stop that beast. fools! Run! When the greater Niskaru arrived, I thought we were doomed.
The Tuatha. They're gone. After 10 years, I can't believe they're finally gone. It's over. After all these years, the siege is broken, and we're alive. Thank the gods for sending you to us. This is a glorious day, but I have heard a bitter rumor in the wake of all of this. Is it true? Has Telera fallen? Then the rumors of her dishonor will finally be silenced. She gave everything to us in the end, and the world will know that when we... But she never would have been here had you not delivered her to us. It can never be enough, but we hope you'll accept this as our thanks. Now we rebuild. Rubble from the outer walls is still blocking the gate. It will be some time before we can clear it. And don't worry yourself. Soon we will begin the campaign in Cluricon. How can I help you?
What is it?
You are my contact. I should have known. Punctuality is not one of your papal strengths, and you have so few. You may recall our mutual friend, Fomerus Hughes. The gnome who brought you back to life? I suspect you would. Well, Scholar Hughes has been missing since the attack on his tower. You are, how shall I say, uniquely suited to the task. Simple. Scholar Hughes is responsible for the most valuable invention in recorded history. He must be protected. I am his patron. Not only am I responsible for his work, but also for his well-being. Fomerus has done much for my standing. I owe him. Fine. Satisfy your curiosity. As long as you keep Hughes safe, I will not stand in your way. Hughes has an old laboratory in the cavern of Saltwell Mines. I believe he's been conducting research there since the Find him, and you will be rewarded for your contribution to science. I will await your success in the Livrarium in Edessa. He may have returned to his old laboratory in Saltwell Mines. He's quite paranoid, for good reason.
What is it?
Have I been down here so long? Is the madness so great that I see the faces of the damned before me? Or is it really you? It is! By the tome! Come closer. Let me look at you. It has been an eternity since I've seen a trusted face. Are you? In many ways, your awakening has brought me nothing but misery. But that is not your fault. I am to blame for all of it. Wait. Do you hear that sound? It could be the Sons of Laz, but it could be someone else. We can talk when we're safe. Then assassins? The last we spoke, it was the Tuatha that reduced my lab to cinders. Now it's assassins. Everywhere I go, destruction follows. I have grown so weary of it, my friend. All I ever wanted was to unlock Death's secrets, to shed light on the shadows. I never wanted this. Thank you for more than just your protection, for being the one good thing to come of this disaster. I have few friends, but I gladly count you among them. You must be mistaken. I've tried to contact him ever since I fled Alistar, but he never replied. Until now. Octien. Of course. When all the facts are considered, the truth will emerge. I am a fool! Octien has sent you to search for me. To have us killed together. Those assassins are proof of this. The Well of Souls is his project. Once it was functioning, he no longer needed me. Not if he could salvage the well in Alistar with Ventrinio's help. Ventrinio de Cellini. We used to work together, in this lab, on projects sponsored by Templar Octien. But when we were tasked with creating the well, Ventrinio sought to use any means at our disposal, regardless of the implications or consequences. Eventually, he was taken away, and I was sent to work at Alistar. But it seems he continued his work here, long enough to create those monsters. No, not me. But Ventrinio's old notes suggest that he may know a way into Alabastra. I wonder, perhaps, Is it possible that you have met Ventrinio already? That would explain it. You were attuned to his will, but raised from mine. Unfortunately, the only way to find Ventrinio is to go through Templar Octien, which will not be easy now that we know of his treachery. Octien is a powerful sorcerer with tremendous influence. If you attacked him outright, you would lose all credibility. We must play his game. The only one capable of dealing with Octien in Edessa will be another Templar. Luckily, we have one. Her name is Templar Joriel, and she is reputed for her wisdom and strength of character. She and Octien rarely see eye to eye on matters of policy. If Joriel can make Octien answer for his crimes, then we will gain access to his information. That includes the location of Ventrinio's lab. If you wish to uncover the mystery of your death, then you will need Ventrinio. He is the key to Alabastra. Find Templar Joriel in Edessa. We don't have much evidence, but I have a feeling she will help us. Oh, don't. I know it's
Rattlesnake was a vain and ugly creature. He crawled in dark places and avoided the other desert animals. He was lonely but refused to act like it. One day, while sitting under a rock and wishing to be happy, he saw a desert runner sprinting past. "Wait," it called to the bird. "I have a favour to ask of you." Desert Runner stopped. She had never heard Rattlesnake speak before. His voice was a slow, nasty hiss, and that greatly disturbed Desert Runner. Please, Desert Runner, my voice is harsh, and yours is so pretty. You are so fast and so much braver than me. Can you bring me a voice like yours? Desert Runner thought for a moment and then said, I will lend you some of my voice and put it in your tail. That is why the rattlesnake clicks.
In the country of Niralim's embrace, the summer manifests as an immortal fae. You know her, him, it, as the resplendent warrior, or the ardent conqueror. You mortals named him King Issa. In the youth of your people's memory, you bore witness to Issa's exploits. He is your legend of might and eminence. Come, listen to a tale of Issa and On, the God Storm. The Withering War.
Yes?
Yes? What do you want? I am not in the habit of making conversation with strangers, especially one of your stature. Please be quick. I see. Think very, very carefully about what you are saying. Octien is a Templar. He is in a position of the highest authority. And who, may I ask, are you? For you to accuse Octien without having a direct confession is not only meaningless, but contrary to all our procedures. Even if this were true, or even already suspected, it would have to be corroborated by Octien himself. That requires a confession. As he is not here to present the charges himself, I must assume that no such confession exists. Now, I have done all I can for you. Please, trouble me no further with this matter, especially with such insufficient evidence. We have already discussed this. Nothing short of a confession would As such, Templar Octien will remain undisturbed in the Livrarium.
I'm here to send regrets on behalf of Templar Joriel. While she wishes to extend you aid, she's stymied by protocol. What she gave you was an official response. I'm here to give you another response. A personal one. My superior has suspected for some time the crimes that you've levied against Templar Octien. But like you, she is frustrated. Allow me to be direct. If you can make Templar Octien publicly acknowledge his crimes, then Templar Joriel will reward you. She will be your patron of sorts. You wish to bring the Templar to justice, yes? Then you must get him to publicly acknowledge it, as my superior no doubt told you.
Care to browse?
What?
Who's there?
Yes?
Need something?
You're alive. What an unexpected and quite unfortunate turn of events. Ha! The White Palm are hardly thugs. Simply finding them cost me a small fortune, when I expect to be reimbursed with this failure. You are a child. These crimes, as you call them, shall be my final triumph. Innocent blood has been the price for this research. But the Well of Souls is priceless. It is worth every sacrifice. I do have one confession, though it's not the one you seek. If a fight is what you desire, you will find me quite hard to kill. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for you. A long career supporting vivification research has left me with certain advantages. You could say I'm more resilient than most of your enemies. The wise and the foolish both die. Is that justice? With the Well of Souls, I can change that. I can choose who deserves life. To think that yous gave away such a gift to you. Well, we've seen how you wasted your life. Perhaps I'll give Intrinio your corpse to examine. After all, you met your first death as his assistant. It would be a reunion. Of course. And it's such a pity you'll never find out.
well, if setting fire to the Livrarium and hiring assassins is not an admission of guilt on Octien's part, I certainly don't know what is. It is clear that we Templars must make him assume responsibility for his actions, overt as well as hidden. Even though you went against my explicit instruction, you were effective. You have my respect. An ugly rendering of the truth. Did we not use each other? You needed Octien's information, and I needed him stripped of his power. I had to trust that you would do your part, and trust is not something one can always rely on. But I was rewarded for my faith handsomely. Now it's your turn. You have certainly earned it. Ventrinio Desalini. One name I never expected to be brought into this business. It seems he has escaped the gallows yet again. I believe your friend Scholar Hughes may be able to help. While you were here, my people found him salvaging the tomes Octien attempted to burn. Now, you must excuse me. A Templar has fallen from power, and Edessa's political buzzards are circling. Greetings. What's needed?
It was my mistake to assume that Octien would go quietly, or that he would leave evidence behind. Such a waste. Some of those books he burned were centuries old, but luckily for us, I was able to salvage some from the flames. Oh, a great many prizes. Treatises on the nature of death, tables upon tables of autopsy analyses, but only one item of true value. Octien's diary. Based off of what I've read in these pages, Ventrinio has been working on an island off of Cluricon. Yes, should have known he'd be hidden behind enemy lines. Though with Mel Senshir victorious, he's in Alpha territory now. But when you reach him, be wary. His is a dangerous mind, and he may want to kill you the second time around if my suspicions are correct. But if you must go to Alabastra, then you must learn his secret. I only hope he's willing to share. Unfortunately, research on the Well of Souls will be put on hold. Octien organized it in secret, and the other Templars will want to learn all they can of it. But I do not think I'll be idle in the meantime. With Octien out of the way, there will be need of a new Templar in Edessa.
Salutations.
Octien seems to have gotten what he deserves. I can't say I understand gnomish politics, but Hughes is safe, and now we know where Ventrinio is. Seems like a win. No time to clean up, though. I've got news from the front lines in Cluricon. The army has been making progress in Cluricon, but the further we push, the harder it gets. The Tuatha know the land and are too well organized. But we've heard rumors of a small band of Winter Fae harassing the Tuatha somewhere in the swamps. The scouts can't track them down, but perhaps the hero of Mel Senshir could find them.
You! Stop! State your business.
Keep your hands off me, fool. I'm no Tuatha. It is a pleasure to meet the Siegebreaker. Especially here, in a land where pleasure has been all too rare. I am Sidon the Outcast, Prince in exile of the House of Sorrows. I'm here to welcome you to our home. I see the hesitation in your eyes. Although I am Fae of the Winter Court, you and I have a common enemy. You shouldn't. The Winter Fae knows that trust is a weakness. But sometimes, an alliance is necessary. You accomplished a great feat here. But the Tuatha Deón are far from defeated. I can offer my aid in your campaign. You'll find my companions and me at Foe's Hearth to the east. We can speak more there. I'd rather not talk here. Travel to the old ruins at Foe's. Be careful. These swamps.
You go ahead. It's been some time since Sidon and I had a chance to talk.
Indeed, Agar. I hear on the winds that you laid down your sword and drowned yourself in drink when you learned the ways of fate. And yet here you are, sword in hand, again the victor. How is this? Do the winds come to me?
It's a long tale. It started when I sobered up long enough to go bury a friend of mine in Alistar Tower. Or rather, that's what I had planned to do.
I have waited some time for you to come, Siegebreaker, and it seems that my patience has, at least, been worthwhile. The House of Sorrows has need of your might. Aid us, and you will earn a strong ally in the war against the Tuatha Deón. It is not a simple task I ask of you. I have only approached you because you showed... Go to the Midden and find the place called the Proving Halls. This Hearthstone?